Breaking news. EU blinks in face of Putin's nuclear threats, fears mount across Europe. May 18, 2025. In a dramatic shift echoing deep within European political corridors, the European Union appears increasingly hesitant in its stance on Ukraine. According to senior diplomatic insiders, a wave of fear has swept through Brussels after Russian President Vladimir Putin reportedly issued thinly veiled nuclear threats aimed directly at Europe, warning EU states to stay out of the Ukraine conflict or face devastating consequences. Putin's ultimatum. A return to the old order. Putin is allegedly demanding that all neutral countries who joined NATO, including Finland and Sweden, withdraw their memberships and return to their non-aligned status. Even more alarmingly, he now declares that all former Soviet republics are permanent Russian territories and must be returned to Moscow's control. This is the only way to end the war, a Kremlin source claims. Putin said behind closed doors. EU's response: silence and spinelessness. Rather than standing tall, many now accuse the EU of chickening out. Some defense analysts believe European leaders are avoiding escalation out of fear of direct confrontation, especially after Putin allegedly warned that continued support of Ukraine could lead to Russia wiping out any EU country complicit in the deaths of Russian soldiers. Though EU officials have not confirmed any pullback in arms shipments to Kyiv, whispers of internal hesitation and redirection of military packages are growing louder. A dangerous charade. Putin pretends surprise, adding insult to geopolitical injury. Putin is now pretending to have just discovered that EU nations have been providing weapons to Ukraine, weapons that have killed Russian troops. Sources suggest this act of faux ignorance is merely a pretext for harsher retaliatory action. One Moscow insider chillingly stated, "Russia will no longer look the other way. If Europe is at war with Russia by proxy, then we will treat them like a direct enemy." The road ahead. Uncertain and volatile as the Kremlin doubles down on its historical revisionism and territorial claims, the EU stands at a dangerous crossroads. Will Brussels capitulate further to avoid confrontation, or will they find the spine to confront a resurgent Russia unafraid to brandish nuclear consequences? EU retreats from military action. Fear confirmed today, the retreat became more visible. In a cautious recalibration of its Ukraine policy, the European Union has officially backed away from the idea of deploying troops, with leaders like Germany's Friedrich Merz and Italy's Giorgia Meloni ruling out military intervention during a joint press conference in Rome. Their statements follow failed ceasefire talks in Istanbul and precede the EU's 17th sanctions package, now targeting Russian maritime and energy assets. Critics argue this move is rooted in fear, not strategy, signaling a troubling concession to Putin's nuclear posturing. While Brussels emphasizes diplomacy, unity, and economic pressure, many across Eastern Europe now worry that hesitation may equal surrender. The world watches, anxious and uncertain, as the next phase of this high-stakes conflict unfolds.